Hi. Okay, we've got quite a challenging question to do today, so I'm going to jump straight into it, okay? This is a higher question, and it's one that you'll find towards the end of the paper, so quite a bit of meat in this one, so I want to get cracking straight away. So here's the question. It says that the line L is a tangent to the circle x squared plus y squared equals 40 at the point A. A is the point 26. The line L crosses the x-axis at point P. And our task is to work out the area of the triangle OAP. Now, first thing I recommend that you do is draw a sketch. I'm not good enough with my little tablet yet to be able to draw a sketch on there, so I've used my computer to do it. Okay, so we're going to put in a set of axes. So there are my axes. I've got a circle, so I'm going to put my circle on there, and then I'm going to draw two lines. The first line is a radius, and that radius is going to help me to work out where my tangent's going to be. Once I've got that, I've then got my tangent. All I need to do now is label the 3 points that will ultimately form my triangle. So we have O, the origin, we have A, where the tangent meets the circle, and we have P, where the tangent line crosses the x-axis. Okay, here we go. Here we go. I say here we go. Bear with me. Right, okay. So, first thing I'm going to do with this question, I'm going to just label a couple of other bits. Okay, like we said, we don't need to measure too much of it, but there are a couple of bits that it'd be really helpful to just label. So the first is that there is 6 and that there is 2. We know that because the question includes this point. Once I've got that, I can then work out the gradient of the point of the line OA. Now the gradient of the line OA is 6 up for 2 across. 6 divided by 2 equals 3. We'll need that because what we're then going to do is we're going to work out the gradient of the line AP. Now, you'll remember from your lessons that if two lines are perpendicular, then there's a special relationship with their gradients. So, the way we work out the gradient of a perpendicular line is that it is -1 over the original gradient. So in this case, it's going to be -1 over 3. Okay? So just to recap with that, if two lines are perpendicular, then the second line has a gradient that is -1 over the first gradient. Right, so we've got this now. We can then, because AP is a straight line, we can then start to plot it as y equals mx plus c. We can fill 3 of these things in. We know the gradient, m, is -1 over 3. We know that that one of the points, this point here, at that point we have y equals 6 and x equals 2. So I know that 6 equals -1 over 3 times 2 plus c. Okay? A little bit of simplifying. We get 6 equals -2 over 3 plus c. And then by simplifying further, so we cancel this down, so we bring this across, we get that 6 2/3 equals c. Okay? I can now take that and I can then put that back in to get the proper equation of this line. So this line is y equals -1 over 3 x plus 6 2/3. Okay? I've now got that point. So we're now heading really close to being able to solve this, okay? Because of that, I can work out this value here. And this value here is where the line crosses the x-axis. So, where the line crosses the x-axis, the y value is 0. So I can rewrite that again now, and I'm going to say that 0 equals -1 over 3 x plus 6 and 2/3. With a little bit of rearranging, I can take this across to the other side, so I can get change the side, change the sign. So 1/3 of x equals 6 and 2/3. If I then multiply both of those sides by 3, I get that x equals 20. Okay? So now that I've got this value, I now know that the coordinates of this point are 20, 0. Okay? So we've got a lot of what we need there. Okay? I know that, let me just draw this out again, which is probably going to go really badly, and you'll then see why I needed to definitely use the computer to draw the main sketch. So I know that this point is 0, this point is 20, so that length there is 20. I know that the vertical height is 6. So because the vertical height is 6, then all I need to do to work out the area, of course, is I use the formula base times height divided by 2. So that's the area equals. So base is 20 times 6 divided by 2, and that's my area. 20 times 6 is 120. 120 divided by 2 is 60. So the area of OAP is 60 units squared. Okay? And there is your answer. Okay? Now, lots and lots of steps. I appreciate that I've gone through that quite smoothly, but there are lots of steps and there are lots of things that you could do that will get you confused, that will get you mixed up. The good news is with this one, because it's worth 5 marks, as I've said on previous videos, even if you can't do it all, think about what you can do. Okay? Think about what you can do. Think about what you can put in. Even if all you can do is put the sketch in, depending on the exact nature of the question, that might go some way to getting you a mark. The worst thing you can do with any exam question is to run away from it and hide, okay? Because that's definitely not going to get you marks. You put anything down, there's always a chance, okay? So there we go. So that's that question. I hope that all made sense. Hopefully as you follow it through, you'll see where my little scribbles appeared and we'll be all right. But yeah, so like I say, taking it to the extreme now, that's one of the harder questions that you're likely to find in your GCSEs. Okay, guys, thank you so much. I'd love to hear some requests. I'd love you guys to send in some problems that you've got. Please do so, and we'll see if we can work on them. Okay, but for the meantime, thanks for listening, and I will see you tomorrow. Cheers.